Welcome to the Encore Audio Archives YouTube channel. I'm Taper Dave, and this is my channel. I've uploaded hundreds of talks here that I've recorded at meetings in West LA, and I've also recorded conventions starting in 2013. I've got a bunch of those up. And Walt and Mary Murray, the original owners of Encore Audio Archives, started the company in the 80s, and Walt recorded Joe and Charlie's and a bunch of stuff down in Vista, California. My sobriety date is June 20th of 1994. I hope you find something you like, so please like and subscribe to my channel and comment down below. If you want to hear something that I don't have or that you don't see, I'll see that I get it. Anyways, take care and have a great day if you want to.
Okay, let's have a hand for our first speaker, Kelly.
Already. My name is Kelly, and I am an alcoholic. We had a lot of newcomers today. If I could say anything to the newcomer, I think there was Dana and Celeste, and I didn't catch all your names, Leilani, and breathe. It's a big one for me. I don't care whether you're new or you're about to be new or it's just stuff's hitting the fan. If you can remember anything I said tonight, just breathe. The sky doesn't fall, and then you're okay. I'm glad you're here. I really am. So I read something really cool the other day. It talked about truth, and it's the way to get to know God, and it's the way to become okay in life today. And in order to do that, we must know truth. And I thought that was really cool because it talked about 5 different ways to get to truth, is that we have to start knowing truth within ourselves. And those are the secrets, the ones that I know already deep down inside that I'm not sharing with anybody. And then after that, we need to be truthful with someone else. And then we need to be truthful with somebody else about something else other than ourselves. And then eventually it gets to where you're truthful about everything with everyone. Ha! So I know that in order to do that, I need you. And for that, I'm grateful you guys asked me to come. I've been blessed to be working with a lot of girls in my world today, and that I really get the gifts of what this program's about. Because when it's all about me and I'm playing Superwoman, I think I'm super mommy. I think I'm super sober woman, super working woman, and all that. My ego gets in the way, and then I start judging people in the rooms, and then I think that I can't make a mistake, and then oh my gosh, and I can't tell anybody, and then oh for heaven's sakes, then I'm just walking around trying to look for you to give me something inside of me, and it's really not that way. I know today that I'm perfectly okay right where I'm at and where I'm supposed to be is right here with you tonight. I was raised in Pennsylvania, and I used to really have a cool story about all the neat stuff that would happen in my life that I thought was not a dysfunctional family. I had one uncle shot in the head, wrapped in chains, thrown in the river, and he's I'm like, yeah, that's kind of cool. And he used to follow me home from school with a gun out the window, and he'd go, "Where's your aunt?" And I'm in high school, I'm trying to play cool, and I'm like, "But you put that away at least till we get closer to the house. You look really stupid," I have uncles that were in the Philadelphia Mafia, and all this other stuff that was going on in my world. I thought it was really cool when my dad would send me pot through the mail, and I was in 4th and 5th grade. And because I got along really good with the kids that smoked it. I didn't. I know that I used to carry a pack of Marlboros in my leather jacket, because then if any of the kids asked for one, I go, oh, yeah. They were probably stale because I think I had them in there 2 years because I never smoked. But I had to have them in case somebody asked. I had to fit in. I had to be cool. I was the chameleon, always looking for that, I didn't want you to know I was a loser. I didn't want you to know I didn't make the mark. I really couldn't deal with that. There's so much in my life that I was trying so hard to be. And the weird thing is I never, I was student council president, homecoming queen, blah, 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 but I never made straight A's. So, that to me was a big deal, I remember my mom died on Christmas Day when I was 21, and I had to go back, and I had custody of my little sisters. The youngest was 9. And I remember the biggest thought in my head that, the one that you're not going to say out loud, but you think back on later, it's they're going to find out. And I didn't know what they were going to find out. I just knew they were going to find out. Like, I just don't make the mark, you know? They're going to find out. I'm not all that, you know what I mean? And that's when my drinking took off. Once everything was taken care of, I went full-fledged, you know? I drank a gallon of whiskey a day. I drank a gallon of whiskey a day to the point where I spit up blood on a regular basis. I thought was also normal. And yellow was a good color on me, you know, that kind of thing. I lost all my hair. You know, I used to have to get up in the morning and suck on a washcloth to get enough water into my system so that I could spit up enough blood, so that I could maybe steal enough booze from my roommate so that I'd be steady enough to maybe sit up. Not shower, not brush my teeth, not eat, none of that stuff. But then maybe steal from him enough money to maybe go get some more booze so that I could make it through till like 7, you know. I was 220 pounds, lost my hair, and I was fine. My heart stopped twice. I remember I was in like Harbor General, and they opened up this thing, and they're like, "God, she's young. You know, what's she in here for?" And opened up my chart, and they were like, you know. And all I could think of, I wasn't thinking death. You know, I didn't at that time go, I'm searching out for like answers in, you know, jails, institutions, and death. I'm scared, someone help me. No, I saw the look on their face and I was like, yes! You better believe it, I can drink a lot. You know, and that's the way my mentality was. It wasn't going to kill me. I had no doubt I was an alcoholic, but it wasn't going to kill me, you know? And that progressed. That just kept going. That's not where it stopped for me, you know? I went to Redgate and fell in love with him. I would suggest not doing that. If any of you newcomers are in a recovery place, don't do that. Well, or do it if you have to, but I stayed sober. At 2 years sober, I was in Cedars-Sinai with I was 5 months pregnant while he was out selling everything we owned for crack cocaine, and I wasn't going to tell anyone because I had it. It's fine. I've got 2 years sober, don't you know? You know, everything's cool. You know, and the cyst crushed my lung, esophagus, and diaphragm. With 2 years sober, I had a pancreatic cyst. My body was giving out. And they said, the baby's not going to make it. You may not either. And it hemorrhaged. And they raced me in to surgery. And I remember thinking, oh my God, this stinks. You know, they're going to cut into me. Nobody's here. He's out there. You know, and it talks about it in the book today. It talks about the way that I point fingers at everything out there when self-will doesn't do me right. No matter which way I try, sometimes nicely, sometimes with anger, sometimes with whatever else I try. But when it doesn't work out, when the play doesn't pull off my way, ooh, I get pissed. So I'm sitting here going, you know what? He did this and he's there, and somewhere just knocked me upside the head and said, you know what? I heard somewhere in these rooms. Grateful. What the hell's that? I don't know how to be grateful. All right, well, how many women are told that they can't have kids, and I get to listen to this heartbeat, and if that's all I get, help me be grateful. Help me learn how to be grateful. I don't know what that means. Nobody's here from AA because I didn't call him. And he's out there because I allowed it, you know? Now, that's not where it stopped, because I got a chance then to, like, you know, leave him, do the whole sober deal, and get 5 years, but I was still so scared to death of what you thought of me. I was terrified. You know, I wanted so much to get the pat on the back from you. I needed to go to like big book study meetings so I could learn enough about the steps so that I could tell you I knew enough about the steps without really working them. And then my journey took me to go out there again and drive in blackouts with my son, who was 5 at the time. You know, after taking 5 years, it was so hard for me to come back in here and go, I made a mistake and I have pain inside. That pain, it was back. And then I went to Claire Detox. And somebody goes, you know, with all your time and what you think you know, what do you think you're going to learn? I thought, I want to know where the pain comes from. That's all I want to know. It never went away. It's where I can't swallow to it. I can't explain it. I can't dig to it. I can't get to it. It just hurts really bad. How do I do that? You know, and this time around, I decided that I could surrender. And it starts with a breath. It starts with throwing my hands in the air and realizing that the sky is not going to fall, and I'm okay. And then trusting another alcoholic and walking through these steps. You know, and I think that my touchstone, my cornerstone of this whole deal is really that, you know, I do a third step prayer like religiously, and it's kind of like a leaf. And if I fall from a tree, and I'm a leaf, and I could fall into the gutter, and I could have like McDonald's trash everywhere, or I could be like somewhere in a pond, but I fall and I'm in water, and that water is God for me. And it's my understanding of God, whatever it is. Your understanding of God comes with as you do the steps, and it doesn't come with one meeting. Whoa! I'm not cured with one meeting or one day, but a couple of them. And the thing is that God will come to me, and he grows, and I get a better understanding as I go. But I'm this leaf, and I'm in this water. And I float. And I'm in God's will. And I take away my difficulties. My difficulties are, do I think I know something? Do I think that you need to tell me whether or not I'm okay or not, or whether or not this person's doing that or this person? I just got to float and breathe. When I'm not in God's will, I'm the one that's going, why am I not on a tree? I should be on a tree. Look, there's lots of other leaves up on the tree. They're all colorful. They've got places that are all in the sun. I'm down here in the trash. You know, I should be a flower. I should be, you know, when I'm angry about being in the water, then something's wrong, and I'm not in God's will today. You know, and somehow I just got to visualize that. That's my leaf thing. If you like it, take it. If not, you know, think of your own. But for me, I have to really kind of be in God's will completely today, embracing it. Because then if I'm in fear, I float. And I trust. And somewhere in there, I get an answer. You know, and then I have enough courage to learn enough about me and not being afraid to have egg on my face in front of you guys, not being afraid to say I make mistakes and I do this and I'm judgmental or I do whatever it is, but then say, you know what? Let me learn enough about myself so that I can carry a message. Let me learn enough about myself today so that I might be able to help another alcoholic not die. Let me learn enough about myself so I might be able to help somebody else find out where that pain comes from. That's pretty awesome. It's a heck of a deal we got. I used to think that it would be really, really cool to like have my name in a book somewhere, to have done something really awesome. And what I realized is the really awesome thing that I'm part of today is you guys. Because we're part of a spiritual revolution that is just incredible. You know, it's a heck of a deal we got. Heck of a deal. You know, my son's 10, and I'm a single mom, and he's the world to me. And we go through a lot of stuff. I just went through this whole thing about putting him on medicine, and I'm like, no! And I had to realize those are my fears, you know. And I didn't want to come into the rooms and tell you that, because then you judge him too, and you judge me, and everything else is going to happen. But the fact of the matter is that you didn't. You came to me with your stories. And the way I get through things is that you have experiences that you share with me openly and freely, and then I go, okay, I can do this. If it doesn't work, you just don't do it again. Okay. You know, so, for me, I take a breath, I stick my hand out, I float, and I'm not a secret, you know. I realize that, you know, if I'm blocked from the sunlight of the Spirit, it's because something in me is not right. If I'm blocked from the sunlight of the Spirit, it tells me I'm going to die, you know. If you haven't read the first 164 pages of the big book, get one. Read it. Put your hand out, say, I don't know how to read it. Help me through it. Show me how to walk the steps out of the big book of Alcoholics Anonymous. You cannot do this wrong. That was a biggie. Because I thought I was going to have to go to my sponsor. She goes, you did that wrong. You're going to have to go back and do that again because you're a loser. And I thought, oh no. She said, you can't do this wrong. This is yours. All she is a guide. So what I do is I remember that. This is mine. If I do it thoroughly and honestly enough and I learn more later, then I learn more later. The fact of the matter is that I just get a chance to do this deal one day at a time with you guys with a little bit of faith and a whole lot of love. My name is Kelly. Thanks for letting me share.
Sorry to interrupt your viewing. Taper Dave here. Just wanted to take a second to ask you to like and subscribe to my channel. Let me know if you like what you're listening. I've got some very good talks here, and this one's a great one. Just curious, do you think this is better than Zoom? Tell me what you think. Okay, this is how I prepare my drone for launching. I like to do it inside the cab of my truck so I'm not standing outside in the weather. To install the joysticks for control, up and down, right and left, powered on. I have an Android phone that I use to connect it to the drone with. And it's actually controlled through the iPhone, through an app. Oops, wrong way. It's actually controlled through the iPhone, or through this Android phone, through the app. It's actually controlled through the Android phone, through an app, and you connect it through this short connection right here.
Remote control connected.
Remote control's connected. So I pull out the drone. I have to extend the legs. Long legs extended first, then the short legs. Remove the gimbal protector. Set that aside, then power it on one short burst, then one long burst. I lay it down. So I have to go to calibrate. So the drone's not connected yet. It shows you here as this drone gets disconnected, even though the remote's powered on. So the drone has to establish it's connected. So I go into the app to calibration mode. First I'll calibrate the remote controller. Start calibration. Out, in, oop, out, in, up, down, and then this little wheel is to control the gimbal. So it's calibrated. Go to gimbal calibration, start calibration, and then it calibrates the gimbal. I don't know if that shows up. The gimbal's moving all over the place. Changes, you can see it on the video. And I'm calibrated to take off. It's acquired 7 satellites at the moment. There are 26 satellites up in the sky, which it has to acquire before you can take off. So it's connected. It's got enough satellites. This is white. I can go to press this little arrow button, swipe right to take off, and it would start the motors if I slid this to the right. But I'll wait till I get outside. Don't want to do it inside.